Can you hear me? I can't hear you, Sean. If you can hear me, I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes.
I just realized I was muted the entire time.
Mm. Where did you go and shop during your holiday? I'm not understanding. This top now is giving from the one I saw on Tuesday.
We're on YouTube, and thank you for the compliments.
Wow.
So before you saw the document, right?
I did.
Let's just run through. I said Irabor. Oris will be a little late. He said when he sent me the message around 11, he said he will be 12 minutes late, but he'll join us still. So as usual, we start where we start, which is running through what you have been watching and what you have been up to. Oh, I just saw your message. Sorry, I was not looking at my phone.
Mm.
All right. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
That is Anthill Music and Adam Songbird from King of Thieves, and that is Ageshin Koli. You're listening to Film Focus on Smooth 98.1, where we love music and we love life. You can find us on YouTube in addition to participating on our WhatsApp line. That is 0911 999 0981. Too fast? I'll take you slow. 0911 9990981. And the YouTube channel is at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. At Smooth 981 FM Lagos. So you can see us, you can share with someone who you think needs to be watching what you're watching, and you can also drop your comment using the live chat option. That said, I have the two musketeers already. One joining us virtually. You heard his voice the other time trying to confirm that everything was set. And we have the other one in the studio. So I am going to start with the one who joined us first. It's been 2 weeks of absence, my absence, but they've always been here. So this time to discuss the movies, the series, the animations, the documentaries, and joining us virtually is the one and the only Irabor. Hi, hi, hi.
Good morning, show. Oris, how you day? Been a minute.
Indeed.
Yeah, I need my own film Mexico shirt too because I'm seeing another color on top of the M. So please, XXL. Drop on for studio.
We'll see what we can do for you.
Thank you very much.
So, welcome. How have you been? What's been up?
I've been okay, chilling. Normal. We're alive. We thank the Lord.
I'm not sure what no more is, but in the studio with us also, I think he went on a trip recently and then he's back again to continue and to give us a feel of all the breakdown, the analysis, and maybe tell us a little bit about where he went to. Welcome with me, the one and the only Oris. Good morning.
Happy to be back, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe not so
Where
happy,
did you go to?
fair enough. I went to Switzerland.
Did you bring back some chocolate and milk?
Not for you, Shil.
My heart is broken. Why? Why not for me? Don't I deserve to have chocolates and milk?
Chineke.
What's going on? Why? No. Why didn't you bring it back for me?
No further comments on that subject.
Okay. But what have you been up to?
Yeah, of course, I was there for the Kano Film Festival.
Yeah.
A bunch of movies. That's all I can say about the past week. Plenty.
Okay, maybe you'll be giving us more details about it. Because this is the part where we're supposed to ask you what you have been watching. So what did you watch? Maybe not a list, just a summary. Be the ChatGPT and give us a summary.
So this year, the Locarno Film Festival had the focus on African films. So there was like this entire contributed to films from Nigeria, Angola, Burkina Faso. I mean, everywhere, to be honest. I think there were like 6 feature films, then like maybe 6 short films. Anyway, I mean, let's give the one that concerns Nigerians, which is, so at the end of the day, they had like an awards thing where they give some producers money to make their next project. And so this year, a particular film from Nigeria, by the way, the producer has a film in this at the cinema right now, Freedom Way.
Yeah.
So she has a project with a director called Dick Alfama. It will be its first feature. I think altogether they got about maybe about $30,000 or $40,000 altogether.
Oh.
Yeah. So their film, which is supposed to be called Kachifo, which is very interesting subject, by the way, but we'll get into that maybe later. So their film got 20,000 Swiss francs, which is about, I think, $30,000 or something. And the film that opened the section was a film from Nigeria, a film called When Nigeria Happens. But exactly, that's the response. By a filmmaker called Emma Edosio Dylan, who's a personal friend. So let me fast. So she had an opening there. She opened the section actually, and I think that particular day, the entire thing was sold out. So yeah, good news for Nigeria on both, I think on all accounts. And when I was leaving, I asked them how it was for them, the guys who came from Nigeria, and they're like, you know what, this has been incredible. And so maybe over the next few years, we might have some kind of solid relationship with the Swiss film industry. Yeah.
I'm going to reserve my comment. Irabor, can you hear me? Can you hear Oris?
Yeah, I can hear you guys now, yes.
Oh, great. So Oris has given us an idea of what he has been up to. What have you been up to, movically?
Oh, I have been seeing a lot of movies. The Red app, they've been bringing some old classics. Been familiarizing myself with that. But there's one movie I saw, The Gorge. It's I'll say action horror film. It's about 2 hours. It's starring what's the name of this guy? Miles Teller. Yeah, Miles Teller. And one other chick like this that has very unique facial features. The film, it's about some operatives like this that they're given this post, to guard a certain type of that was a big task, but now it's kind of like Russia, America, opposite sides, but like there's this deep, gorge that seems very classified. Yeah, that they're trying to protect the world from something, then
this is not on the Red app now. It's on Apple.
No. I said I have been watching stuff on the Red app.
Okay, sorry. I just
classic.
I thought you
then
because
there's a movie
I've seen that.
that I also saw.
Okay.
No. So The Gorge. So it's a decent film. Funny enough, like not bad at all. It's been nominated for an Emmy or so for outstanding
Yeah, I mean,
television
I've seen
film.
it actually.
So,
You're right.
it's not a bad film. Yeah, Yeah. Then there's a movie
You don't sound excited
currently
about
seeing. I'm
it.
not done with it. I'm not understanding this thing that I'm not understanding what they're doing with Nicole Kidman, trying to make her appear sexy, like to be a sex symbol or something. You know, Nicole Kidman and a younger guy, and I'm just like, nah,
Oh,
it's not
Baby
working.
Girl.
Is it baby?
Is it
No,
Baby
it's
Girl?
not even that one safe. There's another one again that she has even done safe. There's another one. A baby girl. I can't remember this. The film was just irritating me. Like what I think it's Baby Girl, the one with Antonio Banderas and one other babe like that, Sha. So I just saw the thing. I said, wait, so are we trying to portray this babe as a sex symbol or what? I'm not understanding. This is just so
What do you
annoying.
mean?
It is annoying.
She's not a sex symbol, Abby. When
She
she was in
was now.
This is
She's
ageism.
58. Why should we be sexualizing a 58-year-old person? I beg.
I think Dolly Parton will not accept what you're saying because she still likes to be referred to as sexy.
Not the only. She would be good when she was in the Titanic and it collapsed, and yeah, she would float for sure. She would float.
Okay.
I think that's about it. But I've been watching those types of films, very, very different.
So wait, you haven't seen any Hollywood film over the past week or two?
Nollywood. I mean, aside To Kill a Monkey, although that is not movie, Sha. What else? Have I gone to the cinema to see any? No, I've seen Fantastic Four. It's on my list for top movies of the year. That's not Nollywood, that's Hollywood. So
I think this actually, sorry to interrupt, but I think this what you just said gives credence to the first thing we're going to start with. We'd start by talking about the box office. That's after talking about the streaming, but at least we can get started with that. And so I started by saying that Hollywood titles were dominating Nigerian box office before both of you came in, because I look at the numbers and I look at the movies that I get in the numbers. I'll just quickly go through it and then take your thought on it. Number one is Fantastic Four, which I think you have seen, and that in week 2 has gotten 92.6 million, altogether 269.2 million. Superman comes in at number 2 with a total of 416.8 million. That's at week 4. Then Hakim, that's the only Nollywood title there that seems to be doing well. That is by JJC Skills, 41.1 million naira. Then Jurassic World, 1 or 2, yeah, 1 thereabout, as at the time this report was released, because it was released on the 9th, let's just say, 1st to 9th of August, so let's just say 1 week. Then Jurassic World Rebirth got 158.5 million as at the time of the release, and there is Naked Gun, which is 17.1 million, and not to leave out The Bad Guys 2, which is 15.6 million. So out of the first 6 that I mentioned, only 1 Nollywood is there. So guys, what's going on?
Those are like huge tentpole movies, even in the US. So I do not think that we can expect anybody to compete, unless of course it's Funke Akindele, and she's not at the box office right now. We're talking about 2 superhero movies backed by, I don't know, millions and millions of dollars. I think it's fair. I'm really too surprised that Hakim won't be in there, but I guess we'll see what happens in subsequent weeks. But I wonder if the word of mouth is strong enough. I know they've done a lot of what's the word? Front-loaded advertising. I think I've seen it almost every day on Instagram, but I don't know that. We'll see. Anyway, we'll see if the word of mouth is able to propel it in the subsequent weeks. But I mean, congrats to them. But I'm not surprised about. I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised. What's your number 5 on that list?
Number 5 is The Naked Gun.
Yes, it's about 17 million. I'm not particularly surprised that it's not doing very well. It needs some kind. It needs. I think it starts from Anderson and Liam Neeson. These are people who are not particularly familiar to like a certain generation of Nigerians. So you need like the older generation who were aware of the first one, the original Naked Gun series, and maybe they're familiar with Liam. So I guess it's fine 17. But I expect that to drop off, to be honest. I'm not sure that will do very well here.
So I guess globally they showed blanks. Interesting.
No, but isn't it? I think it's doing well in the US.
Globally. That's why I said globally.
You say short blanks?
For The Naked Gun. I mean, since you say it's going to drop off here.
Yeah. So I think yes. Oh, but Nigeria, nobody cares about it.
Hey, I take exceptions to that.
Nigerian box office, unfortunately, doesn't supply so much of revenue to the American
because the naira is on that siege.
One. Two, even when you think about it on the level of pure seats, I don't think it's enough. But unless, of course, you are Ryan Coogler and you're a Disney movie or a superhero movie, otherwise you're in trouble here. In any case, good luck to everybody who is at the cinemas. I'm expecting. There's an action film, by the way, that is not on that list. What's the name? I saw it before I left.
I don't know. Well, what do you think about that?
Dead Tide, starring Ikechukwu. A decent action flick, but we are not really there when it comes to action. So the choreography doesn't quite work sometimes. But otherwise, but Ikechukwu, I think if we had like a very great editor and like action director, would make a very great action hero.
So for this weekend, it's already at the cinemas. RMD's and his son Ogenetega's Revelations. It's premiered in Utah. Do you think it's also action-ish? I think a little bit of it as well. So do you think it's going to make that list and it's going to probably quickly ascend to the top, Irabor? Would you be watching it?
I don't think RMD is a box office hit person. I don't think so anymore, maybe, if at all. Especially films that he produces or executive produces. I don't know whether I really don't know why it doesn't work out, really. Maybe he just doesn't have the knack for it. Maybe it's like a Michael Jordan situation where you're a great player, but you're just not a great owner or great behind the scenes person. Maybe, I don't know.
Hold on, please. Let me interrupt you. Do you think it has to do with the storytelling, the entire production, the script itself, the directing?
Maybe it has to do with the person. Maybe the person being behind the scenes. Maybe the person is just better being the actor, or maybe the person doesn't have or is humble enough to have the desired skills or link with the right people, or have that kind of reliable network of people that could be on your project and want to do what they're supposed to do. Because again, there's a certain level the person gets to where, because they've gotten to that level, it could be that, they feel they know what should work and probably they don't know what it is for that particular area of the business. So it could be that as well. I don't know, because if you go back, in fact, people can't even know or remember those movies in the first place. But I've watched a few of them and I can't even remember the titles, but it just resonates with me that, okay, this is not good. This is not a film that you'd expect him to produce. So he hasn't done well behind the scenes, no matter how much razzmatazz received from the premieres or whatever. But I don't think so. But again, because somebody has put out a bad product, that's why we always say it here on Film Focus. Even if we're saying, okay, this person has put out a film we're not a fan of, doesn't mean we're not rooting for their next film. So it's not anything personal. It's not anything like that. It's just, okay, this particular project or these projects that this person has done, we're not feeling it. Okay, the person has another one coming out. Okay, let's hope for the best. So, but I'm judging based on your track record, So, but again, it is RMD. Let's see what can happen. But I'm rooting for him for sure as somebody behind the scenes.
Well, I have a shorter answer. I think the problem is taste. I just don't think that RMD has proven that he has the taste behind the scenes to choose the right projects for his, his company. So until that is fixed, I hear he will keep, bombing at the box office if he's behind the scenes.
All right, so we're not going to skip this part, no matter how Ori silently prays and wishes for it. We are going to tell you what Nigerians are streaming on the popular streaming platform. We'll just do three. We'll do the red, the blue, and the orange app. And we are going to start with the red app. We'll tell you the first five, the top 5 series and the movies. And then tell you again that these are not necessarily the recommendations on otherwise or unless they stay so. So starting with number 1 in terms of the top 10 movies in Nigeria, 1 is Blood Brothers, Fury of the Dragon.
This is on which app, sorry?
The red app.
Okay, Blood Brothers.
Yeah. No, it's not Nigerian.
Where is it from?
It's, I think something Middle East. Okay. I think. I'm not quite sure. I do not have my facts on that one.
All right.
Then number 2 is Electra, all the way from 2005. Jennifer Garner, Electra. Yeah, film, movies. All right. So number 2 is Electra, like I mentioned. Number 3 is Isolated, and this just got recently added to the platform. Number 4 is War, Jason Statham's War. And number 5 is K-pop Demon Hunters. It seems to
Those
be.
guys are forever, man.
Yeah, right. I was just about to say it seems to be doing really well there. Now let's quickly go back to the series. Number 1 top 10 is Wednesday. I'm not surprised at all. Getting the international eyeballs. Number 2 is Tequila Monkey. Number 3 is Unspeakable Saints, while number 4 is Young Millionaires, and number 5 is Marked.
You have to give it to Kenny, sir. I mean, I don't. He has something that the Nigerian audience, at least streaming, like even actually gravitates to. It's an interesting thing she's been able to do. So congrats to her.
You know my favorite part of the series?
So,
the soundtrack.
But it's overwrought in the series, though. I was listening to you play it before the show began. I was like, okay, actually, away from
the movie, exactly. Sorry, it does work. So here is the revelation. When I was watching the series, I didn't even pay attention to the soundtrack.
How is that possible?
The only one I really paid attention. The only one I paid attention to was the one that opens, which was when I started the show with. That was the one. And that maybe because of how they used it in the opening, the entire movie, where the whole cinematic, the drama, the voodooism, and everything there. So that was really the one that I paid attention to. Yes. But I think maybe I was so into the series, I was trying to dissect and analyze, and I just lost sight of it. So it was when I went back to the soundtrack compilation, I was uploaded to YouTube, and I was going through it. I said, oh, not bad. And I do like the feel, the Benin feel. It totally got me. So the soundtrack is my best part of Tequila Monkey. All right, moving back on. Irabor, you still with us?
Yes, certainly.
All right. So going to the blue platform now, which is a combination of the series as well as the movies. Number 1 is Butterfly. Number 2 is Peacock. This one, according to reviews, it did not quite pick up.
Peacock, that's
the Peacock, yes. The what's this guy's name? 1,000 Words.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy. Yeah.
Oh, is it new?
Yeah.
Hear about it.
That's why I said it didn't pick up. Number 3 is The Summer I Turned Pretty. Number 4 is Countdown. And number 5 is Sane. Jim Ike's Sane. And finally, going to the indigenous one, the home-based app. That is the orange one. And I suddenly cannot find the top 10 movies. Oh, found it. 1 is Canary Black. 2 is The Test. 3 is The Image of You. 4 is Amor. And 5 is Take Cover. We're done. Let's talk about Las Giddy Corps, a Canal Plus original series premiering in French-speaking countries in Africa and leaving Nigeria waiting. Irabor?
I mean, they probably would have done the numbers to see whether it would pay them, in return. I don't know. It seems very funny that you would have an element of Nigeria and not want to showcase it in that same country. It was a very funny thing. I have to check again to see if there was a mistake. But apparently it is what it is. So I don't know if it's a numbers thing or political thing. I don't know. It just was surprising to me.
That was a short one. I guess you're that surprised. Oris? You were not aware?
I wasn't actually.
Okay. All right.
Of being out of the scene, but I see that it's been produced for 5 years. That's a long time.
It actually was launched on African Magic in 2016. So they decided to do it for a 2025 audience with updated production values, according to the reports. But this time, after doing the whole revamping, part of it includes a little bit of French and more of it being in the Afrique, or what's the word now? The French-speaking countries. And some are not quite sure, just like Irabor said, some are not quite sure why. And according to the report, it says possible reasons could be as a result of the exclusive distribution deal with Canal Plus Afrique, and that requires prioritizing French dubbing in order to secure funding or co-production support from French media entities. So maybe they need to give it to them first for the sake of the money and then come back home. After all, that was where it was set.
Well, all of this will not matter if it's bad or good. So I guess that's the thing. Let's wait I do know that the best, I guess, cop procedural I've seen from Nigeria is on the Orange app, something called Crime and Justice Lagos.
Yeah, yeah.
That was an exceptional, I think it was a 6 or 7 episode series. That was a really, really, really good one. So if this one is as good, then great, because that too actually is all affiliated with DSTV. So I think that's good.
And Toes as well. And let's talk about Kayode Kassim returning, although we don't have so much information about this, but fingers and toes crossed on this one. Is returning with the one titled Serpent Gift, and that will be released on the 29th of August. I'm not even sure we have a trailer yet, but according to the snippets that we have, they said it's inspired by a true story, and it follows the life of a young widow who, after losing her husband, faces a different kind of battle against her in-laws, which sounds familiar.
Sounds like old Asian
Nollywood. I know the Patience was awkward kind of Nollywood.
Yeah, but then again, this was kind of did last year. It was one that directed
Yeah.
It has a bit of that old school Nollywood feel. So maybe there is a business. This is a business decision from him. Like, okay, can we tap into some of what we had back in the days? Because I don't even think some of our 10 movies have been as audience satisfying as some of the older ones. So maybe this is a new direction for him.
Irabor, are you looking forward to this one? Irabor's going to.
Yeah, for sure. Anything that Kayode puts out, I'm always, on the lookout. I am here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. I thought you went to cook noodles.
I said anything that Kayode puts out, I'm always, on the lookout for that. Yeah, no more noodles. Trying to.
She was just taking shots.
No,
how? This is the first shot today. What do you mean? She was just taking shots. When you guys take shots at me, do I complain?
All the time.
Okay. Now let's talk about NFVCB launching Nigerian indigenous.
You really came for Oshun today, Oris.
He's your defender now, Edo brother. So you are doing you people. I will take what I said, no problem. So NFCV. Oh gosh.
Just a census board. Say the census board. I'll be fine.
Yeah. And the Nigeria Film Censors Board, that's National Film and Video Censors Board, in new initiative, they're launching what is called the Nigerian Indigenous Language Film Showcase, where they are going to celebrate the resurgence of indigenous language films. But beyond that, they say they want movies in languages other than the typical Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa. So they want more of that. Do you think this is good priority or just there?
I see they say they want to make it some sort of competition. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I would like to see. I see Gala there. And I grew up in Kogi State, so.
You did?
Well, there's no point for NFVCB president.
He doesn't understand.
He's my guy. That's a DJ.
He can't speak the language, so there's no point.
Oris for NFVCB president.
No.
Look, my hater is in the studio. Anyway.
I'm saying based on this, based on what they want to advocate for.
You don't have. I don't think
NFVCB president.
Irabor, I accept the mantle of ownership you have placed on me. I assume it. In any case, I do not know.
So we are not understanding.
Wait. So anyway, I think it's a. I mean, I like our languages. My own is always, can the movies be good? I hate this thing where it looks like a lot of people are invested in doing stuff for the most politically correct reasons, as opposed to like for the most artistically correct ones. So if you are going to find a way to get these movies to be good enough that they can actually earn money, fine. Otherwise, it's just a waste. That's what I think. Anyway.
But do you have any take?
Yes, I side with him. It's a good thing that you want to explore the other languages of a country, to produce film, because film mirrors life. It's a very good tool to really communicate and all that. But now the thing is, the communication has to be good. The story has to be great. The execution, the implementation, everything needs to be stellar for it to actually hit. So, are we doing that? No. Even for the English-speaking movies or the Yoruba or the Igbo or the Hausa movies, we're not even doing that yet. We don't have the resources. No, we have the resources. We don't have the structure or the people that are willing to keep the politically correctness that they are trying to peddle and focus on what the industry needs. I don't know. Maybe one day we keep saying it. South Sultan released 2010 that by then we'll have light. It's 2025, so who knows? Maybe it's another 25 years. So let's be seeing.
Fingers crossed, as always, Nigeria.
Now we're talking about 2026 Oscars. The Nigerian Official Selection Committee is seeking submissions for Nigeria's official entry into the Best International Feature Film category for the 98th Academy Awards. So, what do you think is the fate of Nigeria touching the selection?
I don't know. Looking at the landscape, well, I guess they'll probably choose one of the Pidgin movies since the Oscars, because of the way they're bullied by Genevieve and company. Actually, that is true, by the way. Because of the whole Lionheart controversy, the Oscars agreed that they were going to say, hey, Pidgin is a foreign language, which I think is ridiculous, but fair enough. So I think that's going to be what's going to happen, because I don't think I've seen anything from the country done in any language that is not English that's even anywhere close to Oscar worthy. So as always, this means we should expect some kind of controversy again this year. I think that's what's going to happen again this year. But fingers crossed. Last year, I think it was May Mataba, the Prince Daniel A.K. Aboki movie, which many people still haven't seen by now. I don't know, man. We have a problem in this country, to be honest. And I don't think necessarily in Hollywood. I think it's just a ridiculous problem.
Oris, you and do just you.
So anyway, that's my thinking. Irabor, what do you think? Would you see a film this year?
I don't think so. So that's why when I keep saying Oris for NFVCD president, or Oris for minister for this, Oris for this, Oris for that, is because I don't think we have the right people, taking up certain mantles, because the fact that we don't even have readily a film that we can mention as critics, as people in the industry, to say, oh, let's put these movies forward, that's already a bad thing. So I feel that the people who hold those positions that I would say look over or oversee everything Nollywood and everything, related to the industry, need to have it as maybe their top 5, top 10 things to do.
Yes, good point.
There should be funding every year for this particular thing where we are investing XYZ amount, the money, and I'm not saying that you should go and take the money from those girls who won basketball or anything, for the fact that we can get 100,000 times 50 is enough for us to, that money is there. That's what I'm saying. If they didn't win, that money would still be there. So what I'm trying to say is that
they've not gotten it, so it might not be there.
Well, for it to be pledged, we need to deliberately.
True.
We need to deliberately secure funding for an Oscar film. Remember that question we asked ourselves that time, where we said, who would be the respective people that should take on certain roles if we're going to do this world-class Nollywood production? We need to set money aside. We need to start interacting with those people who have done series and movies abroad that are of Nigerian descent. People who did This Is Us. There's somebody who is a writer on there. There's somebody who's also involved in Insecure. There's some people who are involved in, all those types of series that we see. There are great actors that can have Nigerian accent. There are actors in Nigeria. There are producers in Nigeria. We need to have funding, because it's a money thing now, in the sense, because if you're going to want to be nominated for the Oscars or be considered, you have to come correct with your cinematography and every other thing. Yolanda Okereke needs to have ×5 of her. We need ×5 of Bionu's team in writing. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it should be a project that by now we should have been cracking at least maybe top 3 in being considered to, that actual category. So I think that there is a lot of work we need to do. It's not just about holding position. It's not just about all these things that we are doing, trying to pander to this. We need funding in the budget for this particular part. where, in fact, even for festivals, that we say, okay, we are going to the top 5, top 4 festivals, and we are going to submit so and so films in so and so. Like I don't know what we're doing. No? Oris for NFDCB president and so.
That's your summary of it. I just realized that actually there might be 2 movies that can very vaguely. I'm not sure. So
okay.
let me just throw them into the film from Cannes. So if you know, it's a co-production. My Father's Shadow, co-production between Nigeria and the UK. I saw it a few weeks before I left, and I think that I just don't know whether the what's the word now? The proportion of Pidgin and Yoruba is strong enough. That's what I can't remember now.
Let me help you with the criteria. According
to I know it's 33%. I'm aware of it.
50%. 50%, according to Stephanie Linus, the chairperson.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so good. So I just don't know whether this particular project has like up to 50% of Pidgin or Yoruba. If it did, I think it might be the one film that they could conceivably put in. Then also the film I said opened the Locarno section of African films that premiered just like last week actually. When Nigeria happens, might also be able to get in there. Although the film from the UK, of course, is better produced than the one than When Nigeria Happens. But I think that conceivably, if the 2 producers are thinking about this, they could probably put it in, and maybe one of the 2 might be chosen eventually. I always think that we are so far away from actually getting an actual nomination. But I think in the interest of getting closer and closer, either of those 2 films might actually qualify anyway.
I think the question I have for both of you, and I'll need short answers. When both of you say we should, they should, who are the we? Who's going to set aside money in order to have a project that will take us to the Oscars?
It's the government, I think. That's quite clear.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, when Irabor was saying we, I'm saying that the we he was talking about is the government. That's no argument. So whether the question is, will they do it? I don't know.
Which part of the government?
The Cultural Ministry or the NFVCB, and one of these bodies.
The government now, the people who put together budgets now, the people who put together budgets.
I just think it's somewhere underneath the Cultural Ministry, to be honest.
Put together, but like, if you look at the budget of.
Okay, if we are invested in showing up.
Ministry of Communication self follow.
No, okay, maybe in terms of the campaigning, but I think the initial thing of like, okay, we want to do this has to come from the Cultural Ministry. Then, of course, other ministries can probably chip in here and there, but I think officially it should be the Cultural Ministry. What I'm saying is that it looks like we are thinking heavily about Nigerian culture going abroad. One of the best ways in which they can do that is through the Oscars, because imagine that we get a nomination. That's big chunky news. People will say, okay, maybe something is happening in that industry called Nollywood. So, but until that is done, I think we are still going to be local champions.
I'll just go over some of the requirements again. Peradventure, we have it somewhere, or maybe it helps us to think of a possible option. However, we really need to be deliberate, like both of you said. So according to Stephanie Linus again, any film that must be eligible, first, it has to be produced outside of the United States. No brainer. It must contain at least 50% of dialogue in a language other than English language, with Nigerian Pidgin English being permissible.
I told you.
Additionally, it should have accurate English subtitles. So it means that some Yoruba Nollywood.
They never had any chance.
Those things, sometimes when I want to have a good laugh, I just go back to some of those screenshots. What? So accurate subtitles and adherence to the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences approved technical specifications. So all the best to us, Nigeria.
Yep.
And finally, about awards. Idris Elba will make his directorial debut with Dust to Dreams, and that's set for the world premiere in the Toronto International Film Festival, the Shortcuts program, running from September 4 to 14. Are you aware of it?
Yeah, of course it was popular.
Yeah, I think we talked a little bit about it considering the people he had in there.
Idris Elba, well, yeah, it is. I from the trailer, I can tell that it's not going to.
Why do you say that?
You can sometimes tell that this is a project that it's kind of like something I saw from RMD just before I left. Something, it looked like one of these Hallmark movies. That's kind of what this looks like. You can tell that the story is not a story that is going to particularly shake any I don't know, international spaces. So, and it is Elba's first. and it's a Nigerian film. Please. It would be good for us to just say, hey, we should have been Toronto, but nah. If this was going to Cannes, this was going to Berlin, this was going to Venice. Yes, I would say, okay, this is something for but Toronto is a populist festival, man. Nobody cares.
Oh, Irabor, do you agree?
I mean, so what I'm about to say, please, nobody should come for me, or I beg you.
All opinions stated are entirely the opinions and the thoughts of the analysts, and they nowhere reflect the stand of Smooth 98.1 or Oluwaseun Olusegun's. So, Irabor, carry on.
So, I don't know, there's just something I feel, I mean, that goes on with R&B, that goes on with Mo Abudu in a way in terms of production. But because she has dropped Wedding Party and she has one or two other projects that we can be like, okay. Like I feel that they are still stuck in, even Funke is guilty of this in a way. They're still stuck in a certain type of setting where they think that what used to is still is. And they are still the same people who want to champion this whole African stories, this and that. Like there's a way we now have to be telling our stories. We are not supposed to be telling the way they are telling it. So she's partnering with Idris Elba. She has all those other things that when you want to talk about her, you're like, but she has this project now. She has this partnership. But I don't know if it all comes full circle. Like it's now what we eventually expect. So seeing the trailer, I mean, would you call it a trailer? I mean, okay. Seeing what I saw, Sha, like you mentioned, it just didn't have innovation to it. It just didn't have something that you'd be like, oh, voila, that's what we're talking about. It didn't have it. So again, we saying it doesn't mean that we are not, honoring their effort to the fact that they're even still able to play in the arena. But we're like, if you have the money, why not just go and get fresh equipment, fresh personnel, and maybe step away from the thing and just be the financier and allow those who know what they're doing do what they're supposed to do. That's what I feel, Sha. But again, it's his first project. It's good that he's starting with a short, not a feature film. So let's see how it goes. It's a good.
I think it's a feature. It's a feature film. I think it's a feature.
20 minutes.
I think
20 minutes.
Yes.
20 minutes.
Sorry, my mistake.
And a short film.
Oh wow. Okay. I mean, anyway, this is not the answer. That's all I can say. This is certainly not the answer to. Did I ever say this, that back in 2013, when President Macron of France came to Nigeria, they hosted him at the shrine, and one of the persons who spoke on stage was Mo Abudu, and even far back as then, she said something that I thought it was funny, and I was mocking it later. She said that she asked Macron that how can she get her movies, well, Nollywood generally, get their movies into the Cannes Film Festival. This is 12 years ago, and then that one was a little bit embarrassed by the question. And then he called a Mauritanian director, Abdurrahman Sessakou, who had I think won a prize or so at Cannes, to come and answer the question. That one came to the stage and just gave
that happened.
I was right there, yes.
Oh my God.
So that one came to the stage and just gave a very random answer. Anyway, 12 years later, she still hasn't cracked it. And I think that Idris Elba doing a short film with you is not going to be what is going to make you crack this thing. Because I can tell, everybody knows that Mo Abudu really, really craves this. She wants to show up at the biggest venues and say, you know what, I have done this. And I respect that. I respect the woman's ambition. But I feel like the work she's putting out just would not get her there. Anyway, that's about that.
0911-999-0981. That's the WhatsApp line to send your messages to. Again, 0911-999-0981. And if you want to dial in, we have very limited time. That will be 0700, again, 2255-981. So again, 0700 2255-981. We're crossing over to Hollywood now, and that was the conversation with Kevin Feige, where he was admitting some things and also talking about what's to come for Marvel. Quite a number of things, but here is a summary according to my very dependable generative AI. It says that they are pressing the brakes after years of overlapping films and showing that overwhelmed audiences, or at least overwhelming the audiences, which is evidence in the reports. And they are steering towards a leaner and more focused model, fewer releases, lower budgets, standalone storytelling, and revamped connections to key characters. So major moves like Robert Downey Jr.'s return as Doctor Doom, the delay of Miles, and also the genre-driven reset approach with titles like Fantastic Four, First Steps, and Secret Wars, they are signaling that shift in the direction. So I missed all of the English. Will you be watching any other thing that Marvel puts out, or you think you're done, Oris?
To be honest, I've been done for a while. After they rounded up the first MCU, what's that name? What's the return with Endgame? I've just pretty much logged out of whatever it is they are doing. Of course, once or twice I would see something, but I'm no longer invested, and I don't think most of the world is either. So, yeah.
Irabor?
I'm always going to watch Marvel. I'm always going to watch DC. We're always going to watch movies. So let's see what they can do with, is this their second half or second next? I don't know how they are terming it now. Like they had like different stages of what they were going to be releasing, but they've done well up until 2019. Like, I mean, Endgame. If you're ever going to pick a movie to be the crescendo for something, I mean that's it. Endgame, So I guess they are opening up the game, and with Fantastic Four, I think it's one of my top films for this year. I enjoyed it thoroughly. So if they're going to be going with that level of brilliance, then let's see what they can do. Kevin Feige, I mean, his Hollywood Walk of Fame should be a street, an entire boulevard. Like that guy has done a great thing for the industry. So I would watch any Marvel film, any DC film. If it's bad, we'll say it's bad. If it's good, we'll say it's good. But yeah, I'm still rooting for them. Sure.
Okay, on a final note, Denzel Washington says he's not interested in the Oscars and he doesn't care about them. They won't do him a bit of good when he dies. He has other priorities.
So after you have won now, that's when you should say he should. If he hasn't won by now, that language will change. So it's like what Drake is doing now with the Grammys, or what Kanye is doing with the Grammys, saying, "No, I don't care about the Grammys," but you were there putting verses in your songs, trying to talk about the Grammys and hoping you're going to win. And of course, you listen to the acceptance speech and the interview with Jamie Foxx when he was saying that, he thought he was going to win, but that's when I got that meme. I'm living here with some. Of course, he cares about it, but now because he's older, he has to play that old. He cares about it. Like, are you joking? This is the Oscars. I mean, see what Nollywood people are doing for the Oscars.
I think I recall that. I think the last major movie is before this one, before the one with Spike Lee, was the I think it was the Gladiator film. Part of the what's it called now? Predictions at the time was that the movie wasn't that good, but maybe Denzel could get a nomination. I think that because he didn't get that nomination, is why he's saying what he's saying now. I think if he had gotten that, in my head, I honestly thought that because he had so much press at the time, I thought that Denzel's plan was to, get this supporting Oscar and sign off. So say, this is it. But he didn't get it, and now he's saying stuff like this. Of course, Denzel cares about the Oscars. Everybody does. But of course, when you don't win it, you will have this feeling or whatever. So I beg, he cares. The end.
All right, we're done. The end, actually. We're done for today. We'll be back again. And thank you, gentlemen, for your time and returning to us. We missed you, and we're glad that you are back. So what should people go watch this weekend?
Go first. I have to think.
Irabor.
I mean, go to the cinema, go and watch Hakim. I hear it's good. I'm going to watch it hopefully maybe today, tomorrow, or Sunday. I'm loving that we're exploring different genres, action being one of them. So, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said people should go and watch Hakim. I'm loving the fact that we are exploring different genres, action being one of them. I also heard that there's two other action movies from Nollywood that are coming, I think this month even. So I'm loving the fact that we've left comedy, we joined drama, we enter political drama. Then, maybe action is the next thing that we're supposed to enter. Then hopefully the Oscars eventually, maybe.
Anyway, but yes, I think, 2 movies I think people should try to watch. and they're both at the cinemas now. Dead Tide, an action film starring Ikechukwu, and Freedom Way. The writer won Best Writing at the AMVC, and the film also won Best Movie. It's now at the cinema. So Freedom Way and Dead Tide. See it if you can.
Thank you. And again, do have you... Hi, Sanfajo, you are late. Or have you been listening? What do you want to tell us? Do you want to give a recommendation to someone listening? So we are done for today. We continue next week, all things being equal. And you can find the gentlemen on socials. On Instagram. Are you back on Instagram? Film Ethical.
Let me not talk.
What
Just
again?
find me personally.
What has
Wait. What
Don't
happened?
leave us hanging.
No further comments.
No.
Oris
No.
on X.
Oris is not leaving the
You
studio.
can also find us on Twitter.
Sorry.
They are shown Oris shaking.
You see why I said I'm not even touching. You see why I said I'm not touching my Instagram. Like why I've not posted, why I've not done anything. Like I'm just looking. I don't want to touch it.
I didn't say anything, so we should be saying your own. I didn't say anything, Sha. Just find me or catch your on X. Thank you.
Irabor, what about you? Do you have 10 followers now?
Irabor Okosu 100 with my 6 followers.
I like how you're happy. I like how she's having fun. She's just happy. Like,
humble beginnings. Part 2.
Instagram right now. Yeah. Good for you, too. You're laughing.
My name is Oluwaseun, and in a couple of minutes, it's going to be Golden Oldies on the Casbah.
Irabor, are you here?
Why?
Now, wow. I am here. I'm here.
Yeah, seriously, they tossed, in fact, I think the second or the third day while I was in Switzerland, I just said to check. I saw that they are tossed us again. So, yeah.
Can you imagine?
That's no attack. Maybe people are reporting your account.
No.
Hello?
I don't think that's the case. Can you hear me?
Good morning. Yeah.
Oh.
Wait,
Yeah, but you are fired.